Hey guys, what's up? Whoever's waiting in chat, whoever's like, if you're in chat and you're waiting, please press subscribe if you're new around here. That'll greatly help. Greatly. But anyway, hi and welcome. So, if you haven't seen the previous live streams, we've been extremely busy just discussing space. That's basically all that's been happening. But if you're excited, I put a poll up. If you want to go check that one out, I put a poll up. If you want to check it out. Right then. Exploring space is where we left off. Is where we originally left off. So I decided, why not backtrack again? I'm joking. We have not read this page as yet. So that is exactly what we are going to be doing today. So, exploring space. So, exploring space. Oh boy. Johannesburg is so hot. Especially like this type of the day, like this time of day. It's extremely hot. If you don't believe me, come to Joburg. Come to Joburg, I swear. You are going to die, my friend. So this just shows you like the different types of spacecrafts that have been to space. Either more than once or just once, basically. But anyway, space exploration. Space starts a mere 100 kilometers, 60 miles above our heads. It is a short journey away, less than 10 minutes by rocket, but it is a dangerous and difficult one. We've been sending spacecrafts to explore the solar system for only 60 years or so, but we've been using telescopes to explore the skies for more than 400 years. And our curiosity about the cosmos goes back millennia. The more we discover, the more we want to explore. You know, like that is so true. Because like the more we want to see, or like the more we see stuff, the more we want to explore. And I know I'm quoting it exactly like it is there. But I swear, like, it's actually insane. It is actually insane. So I'm going to give you about a minute or so to look at all the pictures. It is actually insane. So I'm going to give you about a minute or so to look at all the pictures. We've got half a minute left. We've got half a minute left. $20 seconds left. 20 seconds left. 20 Right. And then this diagram over here tells you what spacecraft explored what planet and what planet got explored by what spacecraft. And then this is seeing in the invisible, shows you the different types of um telescopes there are. And this right here, like this whole thing, yeah, tells you about the different types of spacecrafts that have gone to space before. Telescopes there are. And this right here, like this whole thing, yeah, tells you about the different types of spacecraft that have gone to space before. But not all of them have returned just yet. Just yet. Just yet. Discovering space. Sorry, I keep forgetting. Just excuse my English. It may not be Englishing tonight for some reason. But anyway, discovering space. The history of astronomy and the study of the heavens, spans thousands of years, linking ancient religion sites with high-tech 21st century observatories and spacecraft. Since the dawn of history, people have looked into the night sky and wondered what the countless points of light were. It wasn't until fairly recently, that we realized the stars are suns like ours, but incredibly far away. Just as early as seafarers explored the world in search of new lands, modern explorers have sailed into space on voyages of discoveries. Only a few people have visited another world, but scores of robotic probes have ventured to the planets on our behalf. So this just tells you, so let me read you the times. Are you ready? 20,000 years ago in Africa, people mark pieces of bone with what may be the first recorded moon phases. Farmers follow the cycles of the sun and moon to plant their crops. 5,000 to 1,000 years ago, Stonehenge, that drawing, Isaac Newton's telescope, science fiction, rocket science, first animals in space, Sputnik, first person in space from South Africa. We were the first ones to go to Moscow and discover space for Moscow. How incredible is that? Like a third world or second world country, we were the first people into space. Like how incredible is that actually? Anyway, men on the moon, first rover, living in space, Mars and beyond, shuttle launch, Hubble, Kepler observatory, comet landing, into the future. I bloody struggle with that one word. I swear to God, I struggle with that one word. Telescopes. The first telescopes were little more than handheld wooden tubes, but they allowed astronomers to discover mountains on the moon and moons around Jupiter. Today's giant telescopes let us see billions of light years into the far reaches of space. So, if you ever look up into the night sky, you will see lots of star constellations. And it's absolutely magnificent to see them. Okay, we're going off track completely here. Like us, telescopes collect light and focus it to create an image. Unlike our eyes, however, telescopes can train their sights on tiny targets and can add together the light they receive over a long period of time. The bigger the telescope is, the more light it can collect and the sharper the image. With a large telescope, we can zoom in on distant galaxies or volcanoes on Mars. The first telescopes used glass lenses, but big lenses bend under their own weight, so astronomers switched to mirrors to make telescopes bigger. In the largest telescopes, dozens of segments are arranged together to form one giant curved mirror. Earth's atmosphere blurs our view of space, so large professional telescopes are built on mountains where the air is dry and still, or launched into space. So I'll give you the rest of 12 minutes, up to 13 minutes to look at the page. And then my brother will come and entertain you. Okay, he won't. But I'll just go shower quickly and then put the food on because we're eating soon. And then I'll be right back. I swear, I promise I'll be right back. Alright, guys. I'm going to shower now and then put the food on for my mom, and then I'll be right back. Right, see you just now. On second thoughts, I'm gonna put music on for you guys, so you're not just like this lonely. So like you can chill out and stuff like that. Sorry guys.
Hey everyone. So my brother has just gone, but I'm not going to be entertaining you right now. But if you hear some like scratching in the background, I'm just playing with my Lego.
Right, guys, did you do what I asked you to do? Have you subscribed yet? I would like to know if you've subscribed yet. If you have not, that is also okay, so you don't have to stress, but do not forget to subscribe. So, I am going to continue speaking with it, of it, sorry. But before we start again, you guys see Chelsea drew with Liverpool over the weekend. So without further ado, let's us continue. I hope you had time to look at the page. But now space telescopes is what we're focusing on next. So this diagram right here in the center of the page, that is the actual Hubble Space Telescope. And this is the mirror they use for the Hubble Space Telescope to take the photos. I'm just texting quickly. I'll be right there. Let's have another quick break. I'm just texting somebody quickly. Hi Dad, can you please view my stream? I'm live. I've got a topic this time, don't worry. Alright guys, are you ready to resume? So, where was I? Oh yeah, these are the different pictures it's taken. So the first one was a ground-based telescope, which reached 7.7 billion years ago. Ground in 1990. Hubble Deep Field 1995. 12.2 billion years ago. Hubble Ultra Deep Field 2010. 13.2 billion years ago. Then James Webb Space Telescope. Future. Big. Nearly the Big Bang. So, space telescopes. The best place to see the stars is from space, where Earth's atmosphere doesn't get in the way. Space telescopes work much like ground telescopes, but give a pin-sharp view of distant objects and keep working all day and night, all year round. So basically what they're saying is that these telescopes, like the ground-based telescopes, work 24/7, 365 days a year. Which I think is quite crazy. But we are going a bit off topic there. I'm joking, guys. We are not. Let's continue. Dozens of telescopes have been launched into space. They orbit Earth as satellites or orbit the Sun, staying close to Earth. I just had a voice crack there. They collect not just visible light, but other types of radiation that our eyes can't see or that can't get through the atmosphere, such as X-rays or ultraviolet radiation. Each space telescope is designed for a specific job. The Kepler telescope is searching for exoplanets, for example, and Gaia, sorry if I pronounce that wrong, or Gia, is making a 3D map of stars around the sun. Telescopes in space wear out just like the ones on Earth. Can you guys see me clearly if I do that? Can you guys see me now? Anyway, continuing. Telescopes in space wear out just like the ones on Earth. Can't visit if things go wrong. Only the Hubble Space Telescope was designed to be serviced in space by astronauts. That is actually crazy. I've never thought of it like that. That is very cool. Now the pages go haywire again for about the 50,000th time. Anyway, rockets. It takes a staggering amount of energy to break free from the Earth's gravitational pull and fly into space. The only vehicles capable of doing these are rockets, which harness the explosive power of burning fuel to lift cargo such as satellites and spacecraft into orbit. Most of a rocket's weight is fuel. All of it is consumed in the first few minutes, burning at a rate of up to 15 tons every second. Just doing something quickly. Whoever's joined me, text in chat. I put a poll up in chat. And thanks for the like, by the way. Really appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, please do that. Please. We were just discussing spacecraft and engineering. Right, let's continue. People used rockets as weapons for hundreds of years before they became safe and powerful enough to reach space. Since the first space flight in 1944, rockets have got larger and more complicated. A modern rocket is really sorry guys, really a modern rocket is really several rockets in one, with separate stages stacked cleverly together. When the lowest stage runs out of fuel, it drops off, making the remaining vehicle lighter. The storage above the ignites. The cargo is usually in the uppermost stage of under the rocket's nose. Who's in chat? Who's in chat? Please, I'd like to know. I love to know. Because I've put the poll up and it's 100% already. Please, if you're joining me in chat, I'd like to know who you are, please. Most rockets are built up to fly to space only once and are destroyed as their parts fall back to Earth. Welcome, though. It's great to have somebody watching. I've got now 3 likes on the video. So I'll put this like this so you guys can check it out. Let's see now. Let's see, let's face it that way a bit more. No text on my phone. I'm just checking something quickly, guys. Okay, I've checked it. Everything seems to be good. And everything seems to be going great. Everything seems to be going great. I've got 3 likes and I've got 2 viewers. I think that's like the most amount of viewers I've had. But anyway, let's continue. So, this is the space probe we talked about earlier. This space probe took this person, if I can find him. This is the statue of this person that went to space. His name was Yuri Gagarin. He was a South African astronaut. He flew for the the Russian cosmonauts. Yuri Gagarin became the first person in space, orbiting Earth in a flight lasting over 100 minutes. Late in the decade, the Russians achieved the first human spacewalk, 1965, and the first soft landing on the moon by spacecraft, 1966. Right, first person in space. In 1961, Russian pilot Yuri Gagarin became the first person in space when he made a daredevil 2-hour trip around Earth in a tiny spacecraft called Vostok 1. Since then, more than 500 people have been to space. I've ended the poll, so you don't have to worry if it's disappeared. But let's carry on, shall we? The race to put the first person in space began in October 1957 when Russia's unnamed Sputnik 1 became the first spacecraft to orbit the planet. Sputnik 2 followed later that year, carrying a dog called Laika, sorry if I pronounced that wrong, a stray from the streets of Moscow. The craft was not designed to return to Earth, so Laika died during the mission. About 3 years later, Yuri Gagarin made the historic trip, and within 6 weeks of his return, the US pledged to put men on the moon. The first space travelers were jet pilots who were used to dangerous, physically grueling flights and had been trained to use ejector seats and parachutes. But even for experienced pilots, space travel was deadly. Of the 100 or so unnamed missions before Gagarin's flight, half ended in failure. And prior to Vostok 1, no one was certain that a human could travel to space and return alive to Earth. It's actually crazy to think that, eh? It is absolutely crazy. And if you're wondering what the screen is there, that is what I'm looking at to see how many likes I've got, to see the chat, and to see everything there. And I'm using this to edit the stream only. So hopefully you guys have had a brilliant day, and hopefully you guys are feeling excellent. Huh? Have I gone? Can everybody still see me? I lost you there for a second. Like I lost everyone there. Are you all good, guys? You all good? You all staying strong? Awesome. Let's go back. And another twisted page. Yay, another skew page. So, let's continue. Space probes. Robotic spacecraft cannot work for years at a time in remote locations and in harsh conditions that humans could never endure. Oh, sorry, can work. Sorry, sorry. My bad. So, I'm just typing here in chat quickly. Yo. Sorry guys, that's just my brother. Guys, let's take a quick break and I'll allow you to view the page from a side angle and then I'll be back. Sorry guys, that was just the electricity beeping. We're running out here, but even though we got solar, the solar won't last long. It won't last us forever. Right. Let's continue. I was at the end of the bold letters. Each craft is designed for a specific mission. It could be orbiting Mars, which it was Mars Express does. Which is what? My English is not Englishing today. My English is definitely not Englishing today properly. In case you were wondering. Good. Right. I'd like to see some chat, please. I don't want to be the lonely one in chat here. Anyway. Or traveling with a comet as it flies around the sun, like Rosita. Once these crafts have reached their destinations, their onboard instruments test and record conditions on these faraway worlds. Some crafts, such as Cassini Huygens, are two in one. Cassini, the bigger of the two, left Earth for Saturn in 1997, with Huygens attached to its side. So I'm guessing like this is it. So yeah. Oh yeah, Cassini. Cassini's at the bottom of the page. Right here. After a 7-year journey, the pair arrived at the planet. Then Huygens started its own mission, parachuting down onto Titan The largest of Saturn's moons. Of the largest of Saturn's many moons. I put another poll up, by the way. I put another poll up for those of you interested in answering. And I put a Q&A, question and answer type of statement. Right, Rovers. Let's take a quick break. I'll be back in like 2 minutes. I'm just going to get some water because I am thirsty. Cheers. Excuse the pun. All right. Back again. Cheers again. Please, I need some answers on the poll. Otherwise, I'll take it down quickly. And I do not want to do that. It's Tuesday. I want to get stronger and stronger as the week goes on. I want to get stronger and stronger. Right. Rovers, however, are built to explore. These sophisticated robots are sent commands by radio signal from Earth, but are programmed to find their own way around. The smallest rovers are the size of a microwave oven, and largest are as big as a car. Solar panels provide power, and an internal computer serves as a rover's brain. Rovers are packed with scientific instruments from special cameras to onboard chemical laboratories. They use radio antenna to send their data and discoveries back to the control center on Earth. Take a quick sip. Cheers. Right, so this diagram here, like this here, tells us how far rovers have gone. So in first place, we've got Opportunity. From 2004 to 2015, it's gone 41.4 kilometers. And for you European viewers, I don't think I have any, but anyway, 25.7 miles. Then next is Lano Cod 2, 1973. It went 39 kilometers or 24.2 miles. Then Apollo 17 Lunar Roving Vehicle, LRV, 1972, went 35.74 kilometers or 22.2 miles. Apollo 15 LRV 1971, 27.8 kilometers or 17.3 miles. Apollo 16 LVR 1972, so a year after that, 27.1 kilometers, 16.8 miles. Then Lon Cod 1, 1970 to 1971, 10.5 or 6.5 miles. Curiosity 2012 to 2015, RIP, robot. It died in an ice, like a sandstorm there. It froze to death. It's a long story. Anyway, it's 2012 to 2015. It went from 8.8 kilometers, and that is 5.5 miles. Then Spirit from 2004 to 2010 went 7.7 kilometers or 4.8 miles. Sojourner 1977 went 0.1 kilometers or 0.006 miles. Then U2 2013 to 2014, sorry, 0.1 or 0.006 miles. And then Apollo, and Lunokhod 1 and 2 were on the moon. Were on the moon. Right, some more information that you may would like to know. Guys, I've put a poll up, please. Answer it. Right, so this is what is this rover? Spirit rover looks like. So as you can see, it's got 4x4 wheels, and it's a 6x6, or no, 4x4 rover, because it needs to go over tough terrain like this picture right here. Then here is like a photo captured by opportunity. Right. Onward we go. Manned spacecraft. People first went into orbit around Earth in the 1960s. Only 24 have gone further. To the moon. Astronauts come from many countries, but they have been launched into space by just 3 nations. Russia and the US have been launching manned missions for around 50 years. China launched its first manned spacecraft in 2003. The first vehicles carried 1 astronaut, then 2, then later 3. Always in cramped conditions, for 30 years, the space shuttle was the alternative ride. It carried more crew in greater comfort and returned intact. Dad, are you still with me? If you are watching. Returned intact. More reusable spacecraft are now in development, including spacecraft that will ferry ticket carry tourists to space. We have got quite a lot left. Right. We are going to carry on now. Space shuttle. The space shuttle was the world's first reusable spacecraft, designed to carry a crew of 2 to 8 astronauts to space and back. So as you can see, the name of this thing is Atlantis. Atlantis launched the International Space Station into space. As you can see by the number of solar panels and all of that, it launched the space station into space. NASA's fleet of 5 shuttles operated for 30 years, launching 135 times and spending a total of 3.6 years in flight. Launched with the aid of two disposable solid fuel rockets, they reached orbit in only 8 minutes, accelerating from 0 to 25,000 kilometers or 16,000 miles per hour. The shuttle program ended in 2011, having lasted twice the 15-year lifespan it was originally designed for. It's absolutely astonishing, hey? Yo, people, thank you guys so much for joining me. I'd like to see people in chat saying hashtag yes, continue. Otherwise, I will not continue. I've got my finger there just in case. I'm joking. Onward. So, we've been going for a solid hour now. Can you believe it? Or almost. Thank you, whoever's sticking with me. Thank you, thank you. Apollo program. The Apollo missions of the 1960s and 70s are the only space missions that have put people in another world, or on another world. Reaching the moon required an extraordinary 3-part spacecraft and the largest rockets that have ever been launched. Between 1969 and 1972, NASA launched 6 successful Apollo missions and put 12 astronauts. Each mission took a crew of 3 men and a total of 1.5 million kilometers, 950,000 miles through space on a looping figure of 8 journey to the moon and back. Launched on a looping launched by the gigantic Saturn V rocket, which had to be built anew for the trip. For each trip, sorry. My English, guys, my English is not really Englishing today properly. I am sorry about that. I am sorry about that. Hey, we've got a new viewer. Yes, we have got a new viewer. My English is just not Englishing properly. Welcome, whoever just joined us. Welcome to the stream. Right. The spider-like lunar module carried 2 men down to the lunar surface. The remaining crew members stayed in the cone-shaped silvery command module, which also carried the crew home. Attached to this was a cylindrical service module, housing the spacecraft's rocket engine, fuel, and supplies. The Apollo program, get this, the Apollo program cost them $24 billion and employed 400,000 people at its peak. Can you believe it? That was only at its peak. Is everybody still with me here? Chat? Are you with me? Are you with me? On the dance floor, I want to meet the Mexican sky. Right. Lunar lander. More than 500 million people watched Neil Armstrong on the live TV when he left the lunar module and stepped onto the moon. By the way, I've added a new poll. Yo, my pants. It's so sweaty here, it's actually sticking to my leg. Anyway, in the greatest adventure that humans have ever been part of, 6 Apollo spacecrafts touched down on the moon between 1969 and 1972, bags of precious rock samples. The race to reach the moon was won on 20th July 1969 when the US astronaut Neil Armstrong became the first person to set foot on it. Armstrong flew the lunar surface with colleague Buzz Aldrin in the Apollo 11 lunar module, nicknamed Eagle, while their colleague Michael Collins remained in orbit in the Apollo Command Module. Armstrong had to take manual control of the Eagle in the last minutes of the hair-raising descent after realizing the planned landing site was unsafe. He touched down with only 30 seconds fuel left and then made his famous announcement to the whole world. Okay. He also said this. Apart from him saying tranquility base here, the Eagle has landed. He also said he also said that his famous words when he stepped on the lunar surface. How interesting is that? You guys still with me? Yeah? Am I boring you a bit? Yes, probably. We've been going for an hour though, so let's keep this up. Right, and there's his footstep with his toy and his lunar flag that the astronauts can now go see. Will we be able to finish this? I don't think so. We'll get up to maybe. I think let's aim to finish up to the night sky. We haven't got that much longer left. But if we keep babbling and babbling and babbling on, we won't be able to finish. So let's continue. Moon buggy. The first Apollo astronauts had to explore the moon on foot. On the last 3 missions, astronauts took a lunar rover vehicle, or aka LRV, powered buggy that allowed them to travel for miles. Built from the lightest materials possible, the LRV weighed a mere 35 kilograms, 77 pounds. In the moon's low gravity, about twice the weight of a mountain bike on Earth, four sturdy metal in wheels, each equipped with its own motor, steering, and brake, enabled the LRV to ride safely over the craters and rocks while maintaining grip in the loose lunar dust. Apollo 11 astronauts could walk only 100 meters, 330 feet or so, from the landing site in their bulky suits, but with the LRV to carry them 22 miles as they explored and collected samples. Three LRVs were sent to the moon and all remain there today. Their last job was to use an onboard camera to film their drivers lifting off for the return to Earth. That is actually heartbreaking. This camera used to view the last onboard film their drivers lifting off for the last time. That is absolutely shocking. I mean, you spend all that money for what? For what? Incredible. Incredible. Spacesuits. Spacesuits. A modern spacesuit is far more than just protective clothing. It serves as a wearable It serves as a wearable spacecraft, creating a safe Earth environment for the human body. In the early days of space travel, a spacesuit was made in one piece, tailored to fit the astronauts who would wear it. Today, astronauts working outside the International Space Station wearing a one-size-fits-all suit made up of many parts. A semi-rigid top fits onto trousers, and a helmet, gloves, boots, and life support backpacks all go on top. Beneath the suit is a comfortable one-piece garment containing tubes of flowing water to keep the body cool. On the outside of the suit are controls, tethers that attach to the astronauts to the space station, and tools for the jobs to be done. My English is not Englishing properly today. I have no clue why. Is what I'm gonna say next. Watch. Shamalama Bing Bong. Spacewalk. Spacewalk is the next thing. The airless vacuum of space is deadly to the human body. Without a suit, an astronaut would die in under a minute because there's no air pressure in space to keep water in its liquid state. Body fluids would boil in seconds if an astronaut didn't wear a pressurized spacesuit. The suit also shields the body from the ferocious heat of the sun and the extreme cold of the shadows. Here, a Russian astronaut works on the International Space Station, orbiting Earth at 8 kilometers 5 miles a second. He circles the planet every 92 minutes, plunging into the freezing blackness of the night every 46 minutes before re-entering into dazzling daylight. So that's all there is to see on that page. Space stations now. So there's a Boeing 747 71 or 223 feet long, 109 meters or 357 feet long is the International Space Station. If you've lost connection, I'm sorry. Anyway, only 3 people have spent more than a year continuously in space, all of them on board a space station. These giant crafts allow astronauts to spend long periods of time living and working off the planet. Instead of off the grid, it's off the planet. A total of 10 manned space stations have orbited Earth since 1971. The first one, Salyut 1, was small for 3 space stations are built in for in orbit by joining rooms like parts called modules, which are considered on Earth and launched are my English is not Englishing, which are constructed on Earth and launched separately. Astronauts used this method to build the International Space Station, or ISS for short, fixing the first parts in 1998. It is the largest man-made object ever to orbit the Earth, and it is easily visible to the naked eye, looking like a bright star that sweeps across the sky in just a few minutes. The ISS is for scientific research, but space stations may one day be used for staging posts for manned missions to the planets. It's like this how it does it. So it like spins like this, like a spin top almost. Future exploration. Although no humans have left Earth orbit since the last Apollo mission in 1972, many proposals have been made to send astronauts further afield, with Mars being the most ambitious target. The US Space Agency, NASA, has no plans to send astronauts back to the moon, but China and Russia both hope to launch manned lunar missions in coming decades. NASA hopes to land astronauts on an asteroid by 2025 and on Mars in later decades, but the costs, technical challenges, and risks involved in a human mission to Mars are enormous. In the meantime, robotic spacecrafts and rovers are likely to continue exploring the solar system of the planets without the dangers or costs of manned expeditions. Then that's what space tourism looks like, and this is Virgin of Spaceship 2. And then this is what the future may look like. So this thing is down here. This thing is this thing, and these are like all the oxygen. There's the solar panels. So this is what will feed oxygen or the supplies into this building. Look how many plants there are. Like look, I swear. And then there's this. There's the like the chill zone. This is the last. Wait. Yeah, this is the last page, guys, and then I'm gonna end stream. But thank you to all the viewers, and thank you to everybody that has watched me throughout the day. The universe is a huge place in our home galaxy. There may be as many as 100 billion stars with planets, yet our galaxy is not. Perhaps 200 billion galaxies. It seems unlikely, therefore, that Earth is the only place with life. Large telescopes all over the world, Large telescopes all over the world are searching space for any little green men. In fact, it may be hard to recognize life if we don't do it. If we do find it. An unexpected radio signal, a hint of hidden water, a rock that might contain tiny fossils. These are all sorts of clues scientists are looking for. There you go, boys and girls. That is done for today. But what I'm going to allow you guys to do is I'm going to allow you guys to look back from where we came from in case you like to see anything different or interesting or whatever. So thank you for sticking with me, hey? Thank you for sticking with me, guys. Let's start off at galaxies. I won't say anything, I'll just support and then continue like that. But anyway, there's the first page. Take as long as you want and tell me to change. I'll change in 2 minutes. You can pause the stream as well if you want. Right, there's the next one. The next one. Right, there's the next one. 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 Oh, if you want this book, you can get it. It's called the Encyclopedia Space. It's by, I keep forgetting who these people are. Oh shit. Excuse the language. It is. What is? Dorling Kindersley. Next one. 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 And then we'll carry on with this either tomorrow or Friday. Or Thursday, sorry, or Thursday. But thank you guys so much for joining me on stream tonight. I really enjoyed it. Good morning, America. I hope you watched the stream. If you're watching, good morning, or good evening, good night, or wherever you're living. Sayonara, aloha, goodbye, and then, yeah. See you tomorrow, guys. Subscribe and like if you haven't already. Bye.